This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Adesuwa Osuyi, and this is Africa Now. The United Nations on Monday reports that at least 40 people have been killed and 58 injured in the tribal clashes since Saturday in El Geneina, the capital of West Darfur. It is the latest deadly violence in the troubled Western Sudanese region. The clashes started after 2 people died and 2 others were wounded when a man shot at members of the Masalit tribe who were towing their car to El Geneina on Saturday. A statement by the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, disclosed since April 3rd, 40 people have been killed in recent clashes between the Al-Masait and Arab tribes. The situation remains tense in the town of El Geneina, the statement added. The humanitarian operations and flights have been suspended until the situation improves in the city, said the UNOCHA in a statement. Also, a state of emergency has been declared by the Sudan's authorities. In an interview with French public radio broadcaster Radio France International, Ahmada Hagbibi, an intermediary who negotiated on behalf of the Malian authorities in the October release of opposition leader and 3 other hostages in Mali, claims that Malian officials paid €2 million to jihadists for only the late Malian opposition leader Somahia Cisse. The other 3 hostages include Frenchwoman Sophie Petroni and 2 Italians. Ahmada Hagbibi, a former member of parliament, said the Malian state released 190 prisoners, while those who were holding the hostages initially demanded twice as many. The Malian state has refused to release certain jihadist figures, he said. As it was reported at the time, Bamako freed over 100 alleged or convicted jihadists as part of negotiations to secure the release of Cisse and Petronin. Despite persistent rumors, the Malian government has never confirmed payment of a ransom in addition to the release of 200 prisoners. France, on the other hand, has always denied having been involved in the negotiations and having paid a ransom for Ms. Petronin. Palma, the town in northern Mozambique that ISIS group attacked on March 24, is now secure and complete control regained after the state military killed a significant number of fighters and cleared one final area. An army spokesman, a provincial official, Commander Chongo Vidigal, leader of military operations to regain control of Palma, told Mozambique State Television on Monday. The insurgents' attack on the coastal town was near a natural gas project worth $60 billion that are meant to transform Mozambique's economy. Islamic State-linked insurgents have been increasingly active in Cabo Delgado since 2017, although it is unclear whether they have a unified aim. Aid groups believe that the latest attack displaced tens of thousands of people, many of whom fled into dense forests or escaped by boat. But the extent of the death and displacement is not yet clear, and many remain unaccounted for. In politics, Chadian opposition leader Dr. Success Masra has described the upcoming April 11 election as a masquerade. This he said during a press conference at the headquarters of the Transformations Party on Monday in the N'Djamena, Chad. Accusing the regime of abuse, he presented the media with the remnants of ammunition that were fired by police at the political state. It's a joke in a way, but it's about changing the leadership to bring solutions to the lives of Chadians. So for us, it's not an election as such. That's why we will fight until the last day. In short, to prevent the elections from taking place, he said. The camp on the other side, however, does not share the same view, and calls for a postponement or cancellation of the elections have so far been ignored by the government. The current president, Deby, and candidates for his own succession came on Monday to meet his voters in the first district of the capital in Facha. He called on them to deliver a knockout at the polls on April 11. The next meeting of candidate Deby will be on April 9. Kenya's Foreign Affairs Ministry, in a strongly worded statement on Saturday, said the decision of the United Kingdom of adding the East African country to its coronavirus travel red list was discriminatory and lacked logic and scientific knowledge of the disease or the spread of the pandemic. On Sunday, Nairobi responded with its own measures, banning passenger flights originating or transiting through UK airports for a month. In addition, passengers from the UK will be required to produce negative COVID-19 certificates and valid COVID-19 vaccine certifications. Only cargo flights are exempt from the ban, but crew members will be required to present both a vaccination certificate and a negative PCR certificate. The measures take effect on April 9. Kenya Airways scheduled 2 repatriation flights to carry nationals and other passengers home before the measures kick in. Even UK government officials and diplomats will be required to present valid COVID-19 vaccination certificates and negative PCR test certificates before entering the country, Kenya's Foreign Affairs Ministry said. Nairobi and London enjoy strong ties. Last year, the two countries inked a lucrative trade deal. The Economic Partnership Agreement will see Kenya exporters access the UK market under a duty-free, quota-free arrangement. The deal also gives British businesses unrestricted access to the Kenyan market. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You're watching Africa Now. Coming up next, stories on business and entertainment. After the break, do stay tuned. Welcome back. At least 80 dolphins washed up dead on beaches near Ghana's capital, Accra, since Friday. The authorities in Ghana say they are trying to find out the cause of the incident. Ghana's Fisheries Commission says samples have been taken for laboratory analysis. Initial observations showed no wound or lesions on the bodies. The color of the sea and temperature are normal. The executive director of the Fisheries Commission, Michael Arthur Dadzi, said officials are warning against eating the dolphins and various other fish species that have also washed up, as it is not yet clear what caused their deaths. The Food and Drugs Authority said it was checking fish markets to make sure the fish that washed up dead were not sold. Local fishermen say the phenomenon is extremely rare. In February, 111 dolphins were found dead off the coast of Mozambique. A preliminary investigation by Mozambique's Agriculture Ministry suggests the dolphins may have got caught at low tide after Cyclone Gwambe. Last year, 52 dead dolphins were also found on the coast of the Indian Ocean island of Mauritius. An investigation by Mauritius Fisheries Ministry puts the main cause of death down to a phenomenon known as barotrauma. In business, a report by the World Bank estimates that Africa needs about $12 billion to buy and distribute enough coronavirus vaccines to interrupt transmission of the virus. A paper by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, estimates that low-income countries will need around $200 billion until 2025 to step up their response to the pandemic, and a further $250 billion to catch up with advanced economies. An additional $100 billion will be needed if risk identified in the baseline scenario materialize. Uneven access to vaccines, limited policy space to respond to the crisis, pre-existing vulnerabilities, including high levels of public debt, are some of the several factors which hamper the economic recovery of low-income countries. Meeting the additional financing needs will require a multifaceted response of ensuring that low-income countries recover fully, deploy a comprehensive financial package, including grants and concessional financing and debt relief where needed. An ambitious domestic reform agenda is needed for low-income countries to boost competitiveness and potential growth and fostering the domestic private sector and external private financing. Kenyans have begun signing an online petition asking the International Monetary Fund, IMF, not to give the government any more loans citing corruption. The discussion started days after IMF approved a $2.4 billion loan for Kenya to aid in the COVID-19 response. Through the hashtag #StopLoaningKenya, Kenyans have circulated the online petition link while also giving more reasons why no more lending should occur. Kenyans online have quoted President Uhuru Kenyatta's statement that the country loses 2 billion shillings every day to corruption. Kenya's Treasury Secretary Ukuru Yatani defended the loan, saying it was important for the recovery of the economy that was badly hit by COVID-19. Kenya's public debt has grown by more than 1 trillion shillings in the last year, the Daily Nation newspaper reports. On the entertainment scene, Canadian pop star, born of Ethiopian immigrants, The Weeknd, whose real name is Abel Tefaye, has announced he will be donating $1 million to relief efforts in Ethiopia amid the country's ongoing conflict in Tigray region. A United Nations statement said his donation, the equivalent of 2 million meals, went to World Food Program USA, the U.S. affiliate of the United Nations World Food Program, and will be put towards providing life-saving food for those affected. My heart breaks for my people of Ethiopia, and innocent civilians ranging from small children to the elderly have been senselessly murdered, and entire villages are being displaced out of fear and destruction, he wrote on his Twitter handle on Sunday. He also called on his fans to follow him in his gesture of solidarity. And that is Africa Now. For more updates, do visit our website at www.tostvnetwork.com. Do also follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do share with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. My name is Adesuwa Osuyi. Thanks for watching.